In today's video, we're going to be using this nic-a-date product to reveal the dates on some more old coins. If you watched our last video, we used this product to reveal the date on some old shield nickels, and today we have some more shield nickels, but we also have buffalo nickels that we're going to be revealing dates on.
So before we get into this, here's a look at what the coins look like before we have treated them with the acid. As you can see, these coins are 100% completely dateless. You might be able to make out a digit or two, but you certainly cannot make out the entire date. And here's a look at one of the shield nickels that we will be treating with acid today. As you can see, it's almost completely wiped. The date is not readable at all. It would be right below the shield here. Same thing with the reverse, completely wiped.
So the procedure with these dateless coins is we take this nic-a-date acid right here, apply it to the coins, and magically before your eyes you will see details appear, including the date, which is what we're looking for. We're trying to see if we can get the dates off of these coins.
So before we jump into this, I just wanted to make it very clear that this is a very specific case of cleaning coins. In general, cleaning coins would devalue them. It is a very bad thing to do. In this case, we are using 100% dateless coins, meaning that they have little to no value when we start. And when we end this process, we expect them to still have little to no value. The only reason we are doing this is to try to find a valuable date that has been lost to the wear of time.
In the buffalo nickels, we're looking for the 1918 over 17, and then in the shield nickel series, we're looking for the 1880, 1881, and I think there's a few others that we'll go through once we get into the video a little bit more. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started revealing the dates on these coins. All right, guys, so the first coin that we are gonna apply this acid to is going to be one of these shield nickels, and I think that we're gonna pick the most worn out one. From our previous experience, we found that these worn out coins typically end up showing up really well, especially if you apply the acid to the entire coin. And this one is super worn, so I think that this one is going to show up really well. And remember that the date is going to be under the shield area right there, so that is what we're going to reveal first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our nic-a-date acid right here and fill this little capsule with it. This is just about big enough to to cover the entirety of a nickel, so I'm just going to dump the acid into this right here, and then we're just going to put the nickel in and see what happens. So hopefully this one will end up doing really well for us. Also, I do want to mention that I am wearing a latex glove. That is to protect my hand from the acid. As you can see, I've already got it on the finger of the glove. So let's just slip that in there and make sure that we cover up the entirety of it and see if we can see this stuff working before our very eyes. Sometimes it does work super quick, other times not. If you want to just grab that, Kevin, I think we might need to put some on the top there. I don't want to spill it out of the container. Right. But you can see that this stuff does work pretty well, and sometimes it even works within seconds. You can see it start to work. So let's see if we can get that lighting correct so you guys can kind of see that stuff come off. So we are looking below the shield right there. I'll put up a picture of a better coin so that you guys can kind of see what this is supposed to look like if we don't have the date. I am starting to see some of those details come through right now. Yeah. So I'm thinking that this one may end up doing really well for us. I'm seeing the date coming through already though, so I think we're about ready to pull this out. Do you want to just pull it out and see if we can get a date off initially here?
Toothpicks here?
Yeah, I'll just use a toothpick to get it out of there. So I think we're going to take that out, put it in some water, and we will get this thing patted down, and hopefully we can start getting some details off of it. All right, so here's the result for that first one, putting it in for the first time. We're not really seeing too much detail like we were expecting to on this one, so I think we're gonna drop it in for a little bit longer. I don't know if this is the reverse of the obverse, but the side with the 5 was facing down, so it didn't really get any of the acid anyways, but it's not really showing much improvement either. So I think we're gonna move on to some of the buffalo nickels because we know that those work really well. So let's just take a look at some of those. Kevin, do you wanna show us some of the buffalo nickels that you have here for us?
All right, so here's the first buffalo that we're gonna be treating with the acid. As you can see, the date is completely gone. There's what the reverse looks like. Not a bad looking coin. It is a San Francisco mint mark, so we have a pretty good chance of getting a decent date. So let's go ahead and dab a little dot right on the date here and see if we can get it to come through.
All right, so you're just gonna apply it to the date area only on the buffalo nickels. I think that's probably the best thing to do. You don't want to get acid all over that coin. It actually looks like a pretty nice coin. It's just the date area is missing.
Yep, this coin isn't corroded at all, so the date should come through pretty clearly.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to spread it too much up there.
But yeah, I think that one will come through nicely.
I'm just going to dunk it right now, because these usually react very fast.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Let's dab this a little bit.
So just drying it off, and let's take a look, see if we get a date there. No, it doesn't look like it. I think you might need to put it on for a little bit longer there.
Kind of looks like a 21 to me. 21, which I believe would be a pretty good date actually. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's a pretty good looking 21. Off camera I can see it a little bit better, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe 21S is actually a pretty good date, so pretty lucky to get that right on our first one there. Alright guys, it looks like my suspicion was correct. The 21S is actually a key date in the Buffalo series, coming in at $75 red book value in G4 condition. Now because of that, I'm kind of hesitant to put more acid on this, even though it's not completely coming through. Let me get you a better look at it right here, though.
And just to clarify, this would not be considered good for condition.
Oh, absolutely not. This is a clean coin. If this was a completely original coin, it might be G4, but as it's cleaned, it's going to be worth less. But still, I mean, this is the point I was trying to make. This is a worthless coin without a date. Yeah. Right now, this is maybe a $10 coin.
Yeah, even though, you know, $75 in good for. In clean condition, it could go for anywhere from, I don't know, $10. Yeah. I think somebody could definitely pay $10 for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because, you know, most people aren't willing to pay 75 or whatever it is to get, you know, a decent coin like that, because they don't have the money. So they just get one like this to fill the space until they're able to get a better one. So is that showing through on the camera? I think it is. You can see the top of the 2 for sure. Yep. And then it looks like it's like a ghost of a 1 is coming through on the camera. Definitely is a 21S though. You got a really nice batch of coins here, and you're pretty lucky to be able to get one out like that right off the bat. That is really cool. So guys, looking at the shield nickel that we were taking a look at a little bit earlier, you can definitely see the remnants of a date, and it's starting to come through, but it's not really visible at this point. I'm thinking, I don't know, looking at it in the water, sometimes it shows up better when it's in the water before you pull it out. I was thinking it was an 1882, which isn't a super rare date. We've found those before. So I think that this one's probably just going to end up being that. I think we're going to put another one in and let you guys know the results of that. But in the meantime, Kevin, you're probably going to go ahead and take another crack at one of these Buffalo nickels, see if you can get another good key date or something like that.
So just to put into perspective how cheap you can get these coins, I bought 30 dateless Buffalo nickels, including the 21S that we just found, for $5. That comes to about 16 cents a piece. I paid 16 cents for this coin. And amazingly, I have found some other incredible dates in this group. I think I got really lucky with this group, but that just gives me a lot more hope for these other ones.
So with this particular coin, we can see we have a 5 for the 4th digit. So it's either going to be a 1915 or 1925. Actually, I guess it could be a 35 as well, right?
Yeah.
But it's not looking like that. I think it's either going to be a 1 or a 2. What are we looking for here? A 1 or a 2?
15S is a pretty decent date, coming in at $50 at G4, and 25S is coming in at $5 at G4.
Yeah, that it looks like 15S is about on par with the 21S actually, as far as mintage goes, about 1.5 million made. Are you sure you want to put acid on this coin? It looks like we may be able to determine if it's a 1 or a 2.
You think it's a 25?
No, I don't know. I was actually, it looks like it might be a 15.
I kind of see a curl on the top there.
So if you submitted this to PCGS, do you think that they would say undeterminable?
Absolutely. There's no way they would slap this coin.
Well, the problem with submitting an acid dated coin is that PCGS will not actually grade the coin, but NGC will, right?
NGC will not as well. Annex will
Annex,
sometimes, but definitely not NGC or PCGS. They have way too big of reputations to keep up.
Okay, well anyway, I think we should probably put some acid on this coin because it would come back undeterminable. So I think why not just go ahead and put it on there, and if we get a 15S, that's that's a really good stuff there. So, all right.
Another thing to talk about is that if I were to go and sell this as a 15S right now, I would be misrepresenting the coin because I have no idea if it's actually 15S. So in cleaning it and revealing the date, I can say for certain what the date is and therefore be an honest dealer.
Right, as long as you also specify that it has been cleaned.
Yes,
which should be pretty obvious once you take a look at this. You see that little spot there that's changed a different color.
Yep, you want to tilt it down a little bit.
Yeah, try to get it going this way.
No, you want to tilt it down.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, what do you think is about
right?
Yeah,
go ahead. This is a pretty worn coin, not corroded at all, so it should come through pretty nicely.
All right, so just gonna give that a little dunk into our water over here. Give it a real quick pat down, and I can already tell you what I'm seeing, Kevin.
25.
Yeah, it looks like this one is going to be a 2. So it's a 1925 S, which is still a decent coin, but definitely not as good as the 15S, which we were looking for a little bit earlier. So you can kind of see the slant of the two. Let's see if I can get it in the correct light so that you can see the top of it. The top of it is what's showing through for us here. It's definitely a 1925. So better luck next time. That's still a pretty cool coin to find, though.
Yeah, at least now we know.
All right, so at this point, I'm gonna get another shield nickel started. I will show you what it looks like before. It's another one of those super worn down shield nickels. This side actually looks pretty good, but the side with the date is almost completely worn off. So I'm just gonna slip this one in. And it seems like these ones take a while, but just in case we have a really quick reaction, I am gonna keep this on camera and show you guys what is going on. So once again, we need a little bit more on that top layer. So let me just squirt a little bit of the nic-a-date onto the top of the coin. And it is important to have this completely doused in the acid so that we can get all of the details off. And once again, you can see it looks like, oh, I got some on my hand over here. Let me just dip it into the water so we don't have that reacting with my skin. That would be preferable if possible. Let me see, can I get a clean toothpick, Kevin?
Yeah.
Right over here.
Yep.
All right, so I think this one's actually going pretty fast. You can see some of those details coming off there. So that should be the date side right there. And I'll let you know if I'm seeing a date come through, but I think we are gonna let this one sit for a while. We need to get as many details as we can. So we'll get back to you on this one, let you know if we get a date off of it or not.
Alright, while that shield nickel is sitting in the acid, I'm going to go ahead and do the next buffalo nickel. This is an interesting one because it actually has a wheel mark of a coin rolling machine. So this is at one point in a coin roll, kind of cool to think about. Denver mint mark, as I said, all these have mint marks, so really cool coins. Let's go ahead and put a drop of acid on this and see what we got.
So the 14D would probably be preferable in this case, right?
Yeah, and in this batch, I actually found two 14Ds, which are key dates to the series. So as I was saying, I think I just got really lucky with this batch of dateless buffaloes.
And he called them dateless, although you didn't have to even put nic-a-date on most of them.
Out of the 30, these were the only 5 that were actually dateless.
Yeah.
So it was insane. This deal was insane. But let's go ahead and let this sit for a little while. Hopefully we can get the date over that wheel mark. I know it's going right through the date, but I think we'll be able to get it.
Do you think that was recent or this happened a long time ago? I don't know how long
I don't know how old coin rolling machines actually are.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if they've been around since, I would guess like the 90s maybe. So I don't know. There was probably quite a few buffalo nickels in circulation back then. Not as many today. For sure. I think I find about 1 per 2 or 3 boxes of nickels that I look through.
It's funny because you can call this an ender.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think?
It's turned pretty dark, meaning it's reacting with the metal, so let's go ahead and dunk it. And dab it up.
That reverse side looks really nice on that coin.
It does. 18?
1918, you think?
That's what I'm thinking.
Let me grab the book here.
Okay. Oh, shoot. 18. If this is an 18D, which I'm pretty sure it is now, this has the possibility of being the 18 over 17D.
That's true. Yeah, there is a 1918D 8 over 7, which in good 4 condition looks like it's worth $1,000. So that's basically the one that you want to find. That's the best.
I actually do have quite a bit of experience diagnosing these coins, so I know what to look for, and I don't believe we have it because the top of the 8 is a complete circle, and what you're looking through is a slash through that top.
Which would be the top of the 7.
Right. Unless it's just too far gone to see, but I don't believe we have it. But either way, an 18D is a pretty decent date, I know.
Yeah, 18D comes in at 8.3 million, minted in good 4 condition, worth $22. So.
Yeah, this is an amazing batch of nickels. So I mean, you never know what's out there.
Anyways, we have the shield nickel here, which has been sitting for quite a while. I'm thinking that maybe at this point we'll be able to get a date off of it. You can kind of see that some of the details have shown up. So I'm gonna grab a toothpick here and get this thing out of the acid and into the water so we can dab it up and dry it down and so on and so forth. Okay, so interesting enough on this one, I just took it out of the acid, drying it off now. The reverse, I would say, is looking fantastic. It's pretty crazy how good that looks. Wow, I really like the way that turned out. Now let's see how the obverse came through for us. As you can see, we have some details here. The pillars are definitely looking nice. You can see that there's pretty much full lines on those pillars of the shield. And as far as the date goes, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Kevin, let me know if you can see any of that off camera.
Sure.
But I'm really not seeing these shield nickels. Are very, very tough to get the dates off of. They're probably the toughest nickel to be able to identify once you've used the acid. Buffaloes are pretty easy. The dates are pretty high relief, I would say. So they do come through pretty nicely. The shield nickel, though, there's super tiny little dates there. You seen anything
That's
there?
pretty far gone. I can't see a single digit.
Okay, so unfortunately, even though we did get a nice looking reverse out of this one, I think this one's definitely going to be a fail, which is really weird because a lot of these look like they were going to come through nicely. So I'm going to try one more here, and I think I'll use the same acid. This one right here looks like it's gotta be showing a nice date for us. So actually, with that being said, I might just get a new batch of acid here and try this one live on camera to see if we can get a date off of it.
So here is an example of one of the coins that I'm not going to treat with acid that was actually out of that same lot of 30. So the reason I'm not going to treat this one with acid is because you can actually make out the date. The dealer that I bought this from must have just glanced at this and said, nope, no date, threw it in a pile and sold it to me. But you can actually see that this is a 1914. If you look right to the right of the third digit, which is a 1, you can see a slant, which indicates a 4. And if we look at the reverse, we can see it's a D, which is a 14D. That is a key date in the series. This is about a $30 coin, even in this condition. So as I'm saying, this batch of coins was incredible. But here is the next dateless coin that we're going to be... Now that I'm looking at this now, it doesn't look so dateless. This kind of looks very similar to the 25 that we did earlier. I'm almost certain that's a 25, so let's actually not do that one.
All right, do we have any other buffaloes that we need to do?
One left, yep. And this one is a 3, the last digit, but you cannot make out the second digit. So before we do that, I just wanted to show off the mint mark. It is a San Francisco. You can see right between the E and the C, so pretty good chance for a decent date. Let's see what we're gonna get here.
My initial instinct on that one is 23.
I'm thinking that too.
I think I saw the 2 on that one as well. So if it is a 23, we're looking at 23S, and taking a look at the book here. Let me just flip to the correct page. Looks like 23S comes in at 6.14 million in good for condition, worth about $8.
All right, I believe the reaction has gone to completion, so let's go ahead and dunk it and see what date we have. And it is in fact a 23S, which is a decent date. You know, it's not a common date like a 36, 35 or something. So that's cool.
All right, so up next we have another shield nickel right here. You can see this is probably our last chance for getting a really nice reaction on camera. The one that we did in the last video happened super quick and it was really nice. It looks like the reverse side here is already looking pretty good. Of course, the date side is pretty much wiped out. So I have a fresh little batch of the acid here, so I'm gonna slip this in, and hopefully we can get something on camera here. So once again, let's seal that up with a little bit on the top.
This one should be good.
Yeah, it looks like it's happening pretty quick already, so I think that this one is gonna end up being really nice. Hopefully that shows up on the camera as well. But we're just gonna let this sit for a minute or two and pull it out and see if we can finally get a date off one of these shield nickels. All right, so this coin has been sitting for a while now, and I think that we are finally gonna get a clear date off of the shield nickel. Let me just lift this up right here, and that is the date right there, 1872. So let me just move this into the water. We'll give it a quick pat down and bring it up to the camera for another close-up once the acid is completely removed from the coin. This one's definitely going to be our best one so far, and it looks like we don't have any more buffaloes to do, so I think we're just going to do all of these shield nickels here in rapid succession and see if we can get any of them to show up for us as well as this one did right here. So just got out of the water. I'm going to give it a quick pat down and bring it up to the camera so that we can see that date once again. Definitely going to be 1872. Yeah, that's showing up really nice there down below the shield. Unfortunately, that's not the best date. It seems like it's really hard to find these the key dates in the shield nickels, and I guess you would expect that. You just got really lucky with that Buffalo lot. It looks like those are some really nice dates in there.
For sure.
But the 72 comes in at 6 million minted, and it says in good forward condition it's a $35 coin. These shield nickels are pretty expensive if you already have a date on them, and I think that's for good reason. You know, they're pretty old, and all in all, not too I guess I'd say all in all they are somewhat rare compared to other coins in the period. So 1872 is a nice one to find for sure. That reverse side looks pretty good as well. So I'm going to put that one to the side. It's our first success in the shield nickel, and I think we have 3, 6, 7 more to do, and hopefully we'll get back to you guys with some good results on those as well. Alright guys, so we took the last 5 shield nickels that we could get dates off of and just applied nic-a-date to the date area, and we've taken a look at some of these coins right here, and we've already revealed the dates on them. This one was actually in pretty good shape before we started. Of course, that date area was missing. Do you see a date on this one, Kevin?
Yep, it was 1883. You can get it in a pretty good you can see it pretty clearly if you get it in a good angle.
Yeah, I am seeing 1883 from here. So that is, I believe, the last year that they made these, and it's not a very rare year, is it?
No, unless there is a variety in there, the 1883 over 2, but it's going to be tough to tell.
Oh yeah, that would be really difficult. On this one, however, it looks like you may have a date, so let's see.
Yeah, this is a pretty exciting coin. Ryan wasn't even going to put acid in this. He just threw it away thinking it wasn't going to show because it's how corroded it is, but I wanted to just in case. And I believe we actually do have a date. Man, it's tough to see in camera for sure, but off camera you can see 18 to 75 pretty clearly, which is a decent date in the series. That
would be definitely a good one, probably the best one that we've found in the shield nickels so far. If we take a look at the book here, we can see 1875 here, 2.097 million, and in good forward condition, worth $45. So that one is super corroded. I really didn't think we'd be getting any dates off of that one. But yeah, it may be coming through, so we'll have to look at it off camera some more.
I'll put a little more acid on that one, actually.
Alright, yeah, sounds good. I will take one of these ones here that has some acid on it. I'm going to dip this off and see if I can get a date. I'm going to look at it off camera real quick, because if I can't see it off camera, probably no point in putting it under the camera. And so let's see. I'm going to say for this one it's 1870. I think it's 1870 something. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are able to see that on camera there. So I am seeing the 7. You guys can probably see that as well. 187, and I'm thinking maybe 3, maybe 1. We'll have to look at that a little bit later.
Would be good.
Yeah, for sure. 71 would be great. But I'm leaning towards 3 on that one.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's take the acid off that one. Oh, Kevin, this one is looking like it's definitely going to show another 70. 1870.
It's gonna 3.
3 or 8, yeah. I'm gonna say
78 would be amazing.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3. That's an 1873 for sure. You guys can hopefully see that. The curl of the 3, 1873. So that's just gonna be probably another one of those. This one I have high hopes for as well, so let's take this off here and take another look. Once again, guys, we are looking for like the 1880, 1875, which I think you may have over there, Kevin. And what are we gonna get on this one? Let me look at it off camera real quick, and we'll confirm underneath the camera. Okay, 1880, 1882, I believe, on that one. So again, it's gonna be a fairly common date, but it's good to know. It's good to know that we don't, we want to look for those 1880s, and if they don't show up, then at least we know that we don't have it. All right, let's see what you got there, Kevin.
So this is the one we thought was 75. We got it going a little bit longer. It's been there about a minute. Let's see what we got. Get that acid off there. Yeah, there you go.
You think you're seeing a 75?
You can see it coming through the camera a little bit.
Yeah, I think I see it too from over here.
So that's probably the best date we've ever found.
Yeah.
In the shield nipples.
I think you're right about that.
Oh yeah, that's very clear.
It's also not in the best shape either.
No, that's definitely 5.
Yeah, 75. Now, I think the coolest one, this one's actually looking, I don't know if we did this or if it was just like this before, but the one that we did earlier where we doused it and it ended up showing through, This is an 1872. That date is very clear. You can see it there. And it actually has some sort of a rainbow toning to it, which I think is really, really unique. Definitely looks different than these other coins, which are all just gray. So I think that is super cool. Hopefully that's not just the nic-a-date sitting on there eating away at the metal forever, but that is super cool. I like that, the green toning. It's kind of like a yellowy green. So even a little bit of purple in there. All right, so here are the final results from today's nic-a-date experiment. So from the shield nickels, the best date that we were able to find was actually the best date that we've ever found in a shield nickel. It's the 1875. Not super rare, but it is definitely on the rarer side. And as you can see, it looks like this has almost been like done before. Like somebody did a nic-a-date experiment on this in the past. It could be, or it could just be corroded. But anyways, we do know what the date is now. And then Kevin, do you want to talk about the buffalo nickels that we got today?
Yeah, for sure. So I had some awesome finds in the buffaloes today. Now let me remind you, this was from an awesome lot to begin with. The very first one that we did here turned out to be the best find of the day, and probably the best find I'll ever find with a nic-a-date experiment. Yeah. This was a 1921S key date buffalo nickel. I mean, this is like a $10-15 coin just in this condition. So super happy to have that. Great looking coin despite the cleaning.
Yeah.
And then we also found another really good date, 1918 at Denver, and this had the possibility of the 1918 over 17. Haven't really confirmed it yet, but unfortunately I do not believe that we have it, but still a super cool coin to find and look at.
Yeah, and then I think probably my favorite coin of today, despite all those key dates, this one, which came out really, really well. You can see it's in 1872, and somehow it, like, I don't know if it had this the whole time, but it seems to have gained a tone to it. It's got this nice toning on it now. It's like a yellowy gold color, and I just thought that was really unique. I never thought something like that could happen coming out of a nic-a-date experiment. So I think that's probably my favorite one. I will make sure to put that in a 2x2, and the camera doesn't really do it justice. It actually has really nice detail as well. But anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up our nic-a-date experiment for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because we post new videos like this every single week, always bringing you along with hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next one.
See you guys.